and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha, would like to thank all of you for writing in your comments and suggestions on our YouTube and Spotify channels, and also liking and sharing, subscribing to our channels. Today we are going to talk about nakshatras. When we talk about nakshatras, we generally take 2 or 3 parameters and we stick to the nakshatra of the moon. Well, the moon nakshatra is very important because it is called our Janma nakshatra. And as we know that most of us stick on to the Vimshotri dasha, which is a nakshatra based dasha, tells us about the sequence of events happening in our lives. So the moon dasha is very important. Also because it talks about our mental framework. It talks about the way we see things, we perceive things, and how we react to situations. So that is important. But are all the other nakshatras not important? All the other 8 planets and the lagna finds a place in this zodiac and a nakshatra that it is posited in. So all these planets and the lagna that they are posited in a certain planet, they will also have a certain behavior. For example, if there is a second lord posited in Purva Bhadra, the person could have a lot of tension about the family finances, or person could be thinking constantly on how to study further and could be under a lot of pressure there. So every nakshatra, or rather every planet being placed in a certain nakshatra, depending on the house that it owns, house or houses that it owns, will tell us a lot about the person's makeup and the path in life that the person has to follow, the pending karma that the person has to finish with respect to that particular planet and house. And it will also help us define a lot of things in life so that we have a smooth life to move. Certain karmas, say of the 6, 8 or 12 houses, which are very strongly depicted in the chart, will be a must. And then the nakshatras help us to understand how these things will be unfolding in life so that we are aware of them. There are certain karmas that we cannot overrule, we cannot let go of. And the only way out of such karmas is working on them and finishing them up. So there, nakshatras help us to understand that these are the drid karmas and have to be finished off. We don't have any option on that yet. So that is why nakshatras work very well on that. Also, when we talk about the deities of the nakshatras, they all have a certain character, they all have certain stories revolving around them, Puranic stories, which are very interesting to understand, but they're very esoteric because they give us a lot of information about the framework that the nakshatra works on. And so they tell us that this is what we have to do, how they unfold. They also inspire us to work on that path. And the suggestions that come out from there, be it the nature of the person or the unfolding of the life or the timing period of a person, because nakshatras are the fundamentals on which the dashas are also based. Be it Yogini dasha, be it the Vimshotri dasha, all these are nakshatra dashas. And so they help us unfolding the time when a certain planet is going to give a result also. So in this case, we can also see that the important themes of a person's life will be coming out. Also the shadow side. Why this shadow side is important? Because if we have a very good and a very strong nakshatra, then the side which is good, which shows a beautiful quality of that nakshatra, will also be very strong. But the shallow side also needs to be worked on, because that is the karma or the prarabdha attached to that nakshatra. Once we move out of that zone, the nakshatra becomes very strong for us from all ways. So the shallow side, say for example, Ashwini Nakshatra. Ashwini Nakshatra people are very fast. Their deity are the Ashwini Kumaras. So the Ashwini Kumaras have a habit of helping others, moving at a very fast speed. They're also physicians, And wherever they are called, wherever their presence is required, wherever their presence is requested, they always make it a point to be there and to help others. So do they have a shallow side to themselves? Yes, they do. They have a habit of procrastination. If they don't want to do something, if they're not interested in something, if something they feel is not alluring enough, they do not do that thing. If something is taking a long period of time to happen, they lose interest and they move on to the next job. So here we need to learn from this nakshatra that how do we change our way. That is, let us not procrastinate, let us finish something before we jump on to some other exciting things. All these shallow sides, how do we work on them? That is something that we will learn from these nakshatras also. As I was talking, that there are many parameters attached. For example, that can be the gotra, the trimurti, the animal, the gender, all these things are, and in fact, there are more than 20, 25 parameters to every nakshatra. And all of them have a story that will add on to the analysis of the nakshatra, to the character of the nakshatra, and they also add on to understanding the life path of the person. So if somebody is born in a particular gotra, that will depend on your moon nakshatra. Say example, for the Ashwini nakshatra, moon nakshatra people, they are born in Marichi. So they can be very protocolish. They would want every person in the family to be taken care of, nobody neglected. And if people are neglected, they would be very upset about that with their spouse, and there can be reactions there. So we can understand where this nature of a person is coming from. And accordingly, we can tell the person that, see, if you're going to get married to a person like this is important. So this is where even in marriage matching, we understand that the gotra of the nakshatra comes useful. Then we also see the gender. The gender is not just for compatibility. The gender is also the way one functions, or what is very important for a person. The gender, say, of Ashwini nakshatra is the horse. So in that case, we can very well state that yes, the person, the male horse, the mane of the person or the hair of the person would be something very important for the person concerned. Here we see how many different ways a person can be analyzed, the psychology of the person can be analyzed, and we can know at what time a function, say, supposing we have the seventh lord operating at a time of marriage, and then we know that the gotra of the nakshatra comes into play. All these things will be taught in detail in the next upcoming nakshatra course, which starts on the 5th and the 6th of March respectively. There we have it in Hindi and English. So anybody who's interested can contact our office, or they can write into us directly, or can go through the website, and from there the person can register. One more thing is the Vata, Pitta and Kapha. We know all the nakshatras fall in either one of the three doshas. And as per my readings, as per what I have seen after testing on many charts, the nakshatras give a very strong indication about what is the imbalance in the tridosha in a person, and how, when one gets to balance that tridosha, the health quotient of the person improves. So all this and much more in the upcoming nakshatra course. If you're interested, do write into us, or do go to our website, check out the details. Until we meet with you again, stay safe. Thank you.
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.